Hello, good morning, guys. Now, this is the part 2 of our physical education for class 12. In this module, we are learning about types of tournament. As we already discussed about what is tournament. Now here, there are four types of tournaments are there, and we are consulting and discussing about these tournaments. There are four tournaments named knockout, league, round robin, and combination. We already discussed what are these. Now we discuss what is the meaning of it. Knockout tournament. The very first tournament is knockout tournament. Knockout, that means if you win, you selected or you move for the next step. If you lost, then you will be out from the tournament for that time. So the knockout tournament is an elimination tournament in which the winner of the each match advances in the tournament and the loser get eliminated. As the name implies, one lost turn, one out of turn. So after loss of, as the name implies, one of the lost turn knockout of the player or team, and only the winning team continues the tournament. Now, with the example, we try to understand what is it. Here, how many teams are there? 8 teams are there. 8 teams play together. If from each play match, one winner is to be there in the second round. After 8 teams, only 4 will be moved to the next round, and these 4 play together. And in third round, only 2 will be there. And the last, after these 2, 1 will be winner. So this is the process. That means 8 teams play 4 and 2 6 and 1 7 matches only. After this, now we are talking about the advantages and disadvantages of it. What are the advantages and disadvantages of knockout tournament? The first advantages: simple, easy. Second, determines champion the shortest possible way. Requires less facilities, accommodation, large entries. Now, the disadvantages: minimum participation. Second, maximum emphasis on winning. And third, champion may not represent the best player because maybe the day is not suitable for any best team and he will lose the match. And the last, does not allow players have an off day. After the discussing about the advantages and disadvantages, maybe you understand what is the knockout tournament. After we move to league or round league tournament. What is league or round league? It is also called a round robin tournament. What is round robin tournament? Mr. Berger was the first person to imagine to league tournament. On owing to that, this tournament is also called Berger system because Mr. Berger found this system. That's why it's also introduced with his name, Berger system. According to this tournament, each team plays with every of other tournament team once if it is a single league tournament, and double if it is a double league tournament. Here we are discussing about the types of league tournament. What are the types of? There are 2 types of league tournament. Here what are the types? First is single league tournament and another one is double league tournament. First of all, we are discussing single league tournament. In this type of tournament, a team plays with every other team once at the number of the matches is given by the formula. That means every team plays at least once a while with all teams, those who are participated in this tournament. How to find the number of matches? How we find the number of matches? We just use the formula n minus 1 upon 2. That means here n represent the number of teams. Here, for example, 11 teams will be participated in a tournament. Then how we find the number of matches? Simply, we put 11 here, and 11 minus 1 is equal to 10. So 11 into 10 is 110, and divided by 2. 110 divided by 2 is equal to 55. So that means the number of matches in this single league tournament will be 55. It's 11 teams plays this tournament. Now after the single tournament, we move to double league tournament. In this type of tournament, a team plays with every other team twice, and the number of matches is given by the formula. That means here every team plays twice a while with every team which taken place in this tournament. How to get the number of matches? Simply the formula is there, n minus 1. And again, we take 11 teams in this tournament once a while again. So 11 minus 1, that means 11 into 10. 110 matches will be taken place if we are talking about double league tournament. So these are the single league tournament and double league tournament. But whenever we are talking about any kind of tournament, we also discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of it. So these are the advantages. To deserve team wins, every team which play gets full opportunity to demonstrate efficiency. A team or a player need not to win each and every match. The spectators get ample amount of time to enjoy the full tournament and section and place of the future tournaments. But what are the disadvantages of it? The disadvantages are more money and time consuming because the number of matches are so much, and lack of facilities for teams. Sometimes when the teams or players are 2 or 3 consecutive matches, the morale goes down. The example of this tournament is IPL. After the discussing about the advantages and disadvantages, we have already completed our topic league tournament, single as well as double. So after this, we move further and move to the combination tournament. What is combination tournament? As the name is already suggested us, combine. Combine, that means 2 tournaments to go all together. That means more than one type of tournament is to be there to play any kind of match. So combination tournament. What is combination tournament? A combination tournament implies a tournament being played on a group basis or zonal basis. The tournament totally depends upon the number of participating teams and the distance they have come from the participate. In this case, national competition. For an example, we have a national competition where what we want to give place every state team. But it is not possible that all the state or state teams come all together on the same place and play all together. So in that case, we divided the whole country into 4 zones like north, east, south, west. And according to this, first they play zonal matches, zonal tournament. After that, they come to play national tournament. So these are divided into 4 zones at least, as I already divided, north, east, south, west. And the tournament is again at 4 central places in each zone. The winner of each zone is made eligible to compete in the national competition. After this, how the combination tournament take place? So, okay, knockout come knockout. Second one is league come league. Third one is knockout come league. And fourth one is knockout come league. Knockout come league. So, knockout come knockout. What is the knockout come knockout? That means zonal as well as national level, both round will be knockout. As we already discussed, knockout means if the team if team won the match, will be moved to the next round. If it is lost, then it will move out from the tournament. So here, in this type of tournament, the total number of teams are divided into 4 equal zones. First of all, the teams of the each zone play on knockout basis. After their matches on the knockout basis, the team that wins in the final becomes the winner of the inter-zonal tournament. Now discuss with this diagram how the knockout come knockout tournament possible. Here, let's see, 4 teams are in each zone, and there are 4 zones. So winner from A zone, B zone, C zone and D zone. All winner of zone tournament will be here, and one of them, that means A, B, C or D, one will be the winner of this tournament. This is the diagram of inter-zonal tournament on knockout basis, and this is zonal tournament on knockout basis. So that's why it's called knockout come knockout tournament. After that, we move to the second one, league come league tournament. League come league tournament means what? This type of tournament also involves division of the total number of teams in 4 equal zones. But here the teams play in the zones on league basis, and each zone goes winner and compete with the each other league basis. That means here the league plays taken place in each zone. Every team plays once a while with other teams also, and the number according to the percentage of their winning, they will be selected for the next round. After that, we are moving about what are the procedure of it. Example, group or zone tournament league basis. Like here, zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D. Every, just you see, team number one play with 1, 2, 3 matches to be there. And every team play likewise. After the winner of these zone, the intergroup or zonal tournament on league basis to be there, A, B, C, D, and one winner will be there according to their winning percentage. So this is our second part of league come league tournament. We move to knockout come league tournament. Here the zonal selection will be with the help of knockout process, while national game will be completed in the manner of league tournament places. As we already discussed, here teams in each zone complete on knockout basis, and the winner from each zone with the winner of some other zone on a league basis, the team who wins become the interzonal championship. Now here let's see, this is the knockout basis procedure. So A, B, C, D, 4 teams will be win, and they come into interzonal leagues. Here just check it out. Let's check it out. That's what it is. It is actually the league tournament in between the winner of zone A, B, C, D, and one is to be winner in the manner of league. So that is the combination of knockout and league tournament. So that is called knockout league tournament. Now the fourth one, league come knockout tournament. Here what has happened? Just opposite. Knockout come league tournament, just opposite of the league come knockout tournament. What happened? Here the zone matches always played in the manner of knockout, while interzonal or national level matches will be played in league manner. So what happened in this type tournament? First of all, the teams will play among themselves on a league basis, and thereafter the winner of each zone knockout basis. Also, just check it out. Zone A, Zone B, Zone C, Zone D, all zone teams are played in a league manner, while the winner of these are coming here, winner A, B, C, D, and they play in a knockout manner, and the winner of this will come. So these are the 4 type of combination tournament. After completing the 4 types of combination tournament, we move to further. Now, the procedure to draw fixture, knockout or league. How to draw fixture, how to arrange the number of teams and buy also. In order to draw fixture of tournament, the following aspects must be taken care of. What are the aspects to be there? First, total number of teams participating in the tournament, how many teams are to be participated in it, total number of matches, total number of rounds. If the number of the teams is odd, then the total number of buys given, the number of buys given in each quarter or half. That means here we are discussing about 4 things. What is the number of matches, what are the number of teams, what are the number of buys are given, odd or even is to be there. So we are discussing about it. Now, method of preparing fixture in the knockout tournament. How to prepare the fixture in knockout 1. In knockout tournament, the total number of matches can be calculated by subtracting 1 from the total number of teams. That means what it means. It means in the case of the teams is the power of 2. Example 18. The total number of teams is divided into 2 equal halves. If the number in the teams is not the power of 2, like 3, 5, 7, 9, the number of team buys are given. That means if the teams are in the number of power of 2, that it divided into 2 equal halves. If the team are not supposed to be in an even number, then we use buying procedure. That means we give buy some of the teams, but the buy will be given in the first round only. After it is the number of teams buys are given, the teams first round it automatically reduce the number of teams and even number in the later rounds. A bye actually a dummy team that does not play in the first round but plays the second round. So, method of calculating teams in each half. Now, how to calculate the teams? Well, how many teams are played in first round, second round, and other round? In any tournament, if there are even number of teams, that is simple to divide them into two halves, but they are odd in number. Then we apply the following formula. If the odd number, even number is there, there is no big problem because we divide it into two parts. But the team are in odd number. Then what we do? We use this procedure: upper half and lower half, because I suggested you that divided the teams into two halves. So first upper half, total number of teams plus 1 divided by 2, and lower half, total number of teams minus 1 divided by 2. For an example, 11 teams are there. So I put here 11 plus 1 is equal to 12, 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6 teams. While lower half, 11 minus 1 is equal to 10, 10 divided by 2, that means here in the lower half 5 teams. So this is the division of 11 teams, 6 and 5. As example is given, I already described about you. Method of fixing buys. Now the question is that, okay, 6 teams are in upper half and 5 teams are lower half. Then how we give the buy? So a buy is privilege given to a team by exempting it from playing a match, but only in the first round. That means buy is always given in the first round only. The total number of teams is not in the power of 2. Then the buy are given. The buys are phased in the way such that one buy is given to the lowermost. Always remember, when we give the buy, it's not mean to write down buy in any place. No, always start from the last one. At what is that? Lowermost team of the second half. After, the second buy is given to the uppermost team of the first half. That means first is for the last one, second one is the topper one. The second buy is given, as usual, the third buy is also the uppermost second of the second half. That means first to last one, second is the uppermost, third is again the lowermost second. And in the same procedure, the fourth one is given to the uppermost second. In this procedure, we give this way of the buy, and the highest number is the power of 2. Now, how to find out? The number of buys in a fixture is the actual difference between the number of teams participating in the tournament and the next highest number, which is the power of 2. Now, with the one example, we understand how to give the buy and how to count the buys. Now, this is an example of 11 teams. How many teams are there? 11 teams are there. So this is the buy procedure is to be given. As you've seen, the last team get the first buy. The second buy got by the first team. In the same manner, the third buy is there, fourth buy is there, fifth buy is there. This is the procedure to give the buy. After, we have one example, the method, how to count buy, how to give the buys. Total number of teams are 11. So the next highest power of 2 is what? 16, because 2 to power 4, 2 3 power 6, and 2 3 power 8, and 2 to power 4 is 16. And the number of 11 teams, I already suggested the next most. So 16 is the next buy. So how many buys will be given? 16 minus 11 is equal to 5 buys we provided here in the first round. So how to give the 5 buys? Number of buys in the upper half. How to count that how many buys given in the upper half and how many buys given in the lower half. So for the upper half, we use the formula NB minus 1 upon 2. NB, that means number of buys minus 1 upon 2. How many buys are there? 5 buys are there. So 5 minus 1 upon 2. 5 minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 4 by 2. That means 2 buys are given on the upper half, while NB stands for the total number of buys. So we have 2 buys on the upper half, and the number of buys in the lower half. How to? NB plus 1 upon 2. Here NB, that means again 5 buys we are already discussed. So 5 plus 1 upon 2. So 6 by 2 is equal to 3 buys. That means we have 5 buys, 2 for upper half and 3 for lower half. Now, in this way, the 5 buys are to be divided like second, third, fourth, and fifth. After the wise procedure, we move to our intramural and extramural process. Intramural and extramural. What are these? Intramural and extramural. Intramural. Intramural. The word intramural is derived from the Latin word intra and mural. Mural. Intra means within and murals means wall. That means the activities or events of sport taking place in the campus of the school or inside the area or covered region of the school. So that is called intramural activity. Intramural are the one of the eminent methods of motivating the students in a school or in an institution to participate and perform well in the competition. After this, there is no doubt that physical education program being conducted in the school institution create awareness and interest in the students about towards physical fitness and different of sports. And this is very necessary for the development of the next level. So, and the tournaments are organized every year, and the students or participants do not get chances of participating over there. The intramural sports provide plenty of opportunities to each and every student to show their style, their smoothness, and the same school or institution. But when we are talking about the inter-school competition, interstate competition, and different type of school meets, that time we are talking about the extramural. Extramural means what? Extramural sports provided the opportunity to the students to compete against the teams of from the other schools or institutions. The word extramural derived from the Latin word against, extra and mural, which means outside the walls. That means two different schools meet different places and play together to show their qualities. That is also called inter-school competition. State and regional tournaments and national tournaments represent the extramurals. Basically, these competitions involve a number of teams, schools, clubs, or competing with each other. The fixture and the dates of these competitions are decided and declared in the advance, allowing adequate time to participate for. That means, for an example, we are CBSE school. So CBSE describes a calendar for the whole year that tournament take place in which kind of community. So, this is our second part of the chapter 1 and describe about the all kind of tournaments. So, thank you very much. And if you have any doubt, please comment on it.